what's up guys? Today I'm going to be doing a review of American Panda by Gloria Chow. So this was one of the books I read recently and I had a couple of thoughts about it, so I thought I would share them in this very short review. So there were a lot of things that I really liked about this book. The premise is that a 17-year-old Taiwanese American girl named May starts her first year at MIT. It deals with a lot of relationships between both her and her family, and also new potential love interests and all that sort of fun stuff. One of the best things about this book was the character growth and development. I really thought that May had a great character arc throughout the book that really showed how she had grown as a character and as a person. All of the characters and other people who were side characters in the book were really purposeful, and each one taught May a new and valuable lesson about life and relationships and things like that. May also took the knowledge that everyone around her gave her and taught it back to other people, so you could really see that she was moving from student to teacher and back again throughout the course of the entire story. Another cool thing about this book was that it had a lot of cultural insight. As you can see, I'm not Taiwanese American, but I thought that the own voices representation in this book was really valuable, and it provided all kinds of mentions going from food to family relationships and expectations. It was really interesting to learn all about that in this book. The main character, May, was also very multifaceted. She had a lot of interests, and we could really see her as a whole and rounded person. That being said, this was definitely more of a higher YA read. It dealt more with STDs and college and moving away from your parents' ideals and their home, and more mature teenage topics rather than your usual cutesy kind of summer read, I guess. So throughout this book, May struggles with her parents' expectations for her to become a doctor, and I think that kind of career confusion, you could say, was pretty relevant because a lot of teenagers and people who are in college are dealing with that sort of expectation level and what they actually want to do in life. So now for my main problem with this book. I really thought that the MIT kind of setting was a little exaggerated in this book. Every 5 seconds, I swear to God, the author mentioned oh, it's just some MIT slang, or someone's just wearing an MIT shirt over there, or here's this specific architectural aspect of MIT. And I was like, really? Really? It was a little over the top, and I feel like that she put way too much emphasis on the setting, and way too much importance and prestige on MIT. It felt like an entire ode to MIT, and I really didn't like that about this book. The author herself actually did go to MIT. Wow, surprise, oh my god. And I felt like this aspect of the book took it a little too far from own voices and into more of self-insert fanfiction. And if that could been toned down a little bit, I think that would have brought this book to from a 3.5 to a 4-star for me. My other least favorite thing about this book is that it included one of my least favorite tropes, but this is a little bit of a spoiler, so if you haven't read it and you don't want to know anything spoilery, I would suggest skipping until the book cover comes back up. So it included one of my least favorite tropes, which is when the couple breaks up at the end just to create drama and create tension in the climax of the story, and then they get back together right after just to create the resolution. And to me it feels like a really lazy plot device, because the author is just creating that drama when it doesn't need to be created, because obviously the couple still wants to be together, and it just feels really lazy to break them up and make the main character feel all this sadness and terribleness just for the climax of the story, and then have them get back together with their significant other directly after. Since this happened with Darren and May in this book, that was also what kind of brought it down for me, because this is a trope that really annoys me a lot. Overall, I think American Panda was a really interesting read, and I'm glad that I spent time listening to it. I think you would like it if you're looking for more of a college age YA story, kind of similar to one of these two, Fangirl or When Dimple Met Rishi. I think it includes a lot of elements from both of these books, so maybe if you liked both of these, you should go check it out. The writing style, plot, and characters were all developed. I just had a couple of issues. The own voices representation I think was also very important, and I'm glad that this book was published for that specific reason. So overall, I gave this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Thanks for watching! You can hit subscribe or or whatever you want. And I hope you're reading a good book until I see you next time. Bye!